Even if you work in the morning or you work in the afternoon, the line is there before you get there. People are going to be people, but what you have to get is the right answer. If you do not know, do not assume, do not guess, ask. Make sure you ask, okay? Hey y'all, glad you came. I'm Monique. Welcome and welcome back. Today we're talking all things pharmacy. Particularly, we're going to be talking about pharmacy technician basics in the retail setting, okay? So listen, y'all, I have not forgot about my pharmacy people. Although I am in nursing school, pharmacy is still a big part of my life, and so I'm still here to share all the advice and all the tips. Of course, always reading my disclaimer that's right here on the screen, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started, right? All right, so number one, basic. Just the basic. Hydration and protein. I have said this before, but if you go to work hungry, if you go to work thirsty, you are going to be exhausted in about 60 minutes. You're not going to have very good disposition because you want to eat or you want to drink something. I cannot tell you how you think you're going to go grab a snack. There are so many times in retail where the line is there before you get there. Even if you work in the morning or you work in the afternoon, the line is there before you get there. People are depending on you to help fulfill their pharmacy needs, right? So from the pharmacist to the customers, you're being pulled both ways. And I highly doubt that you're gonna be able to walk out of that pharmacy and get you something nutritious and delicious because it's just not set up that way, okay? So every setting is different. There are some retail pharmacies that are slower than others, but a majority of them are not slow. So it is so important that you wake up before time and really make sure that you're getting some water into your day when you wake up and some protein, guys. Get you a nice protein shake or smoothie that you can actually bring with you to work. That way you can walk in with your protein shake. You can actually have your food with you. Have your water bottle, have your protein, because these things are what we need to feed our brain and fuel our body while we're walking around, putting up the order, filling prescriptions, doing data entry, helping customers. We are using our physical and our mental strength, and we actually need to be replenishing that throughout the day. So I do suggest getting you a nice, cool hydration water bottle and also picking you a nice protein bar and or shake that you like. You can actually bring with you. And then, of course, you have your lunch break, and then, you go home for dinner or however you do it. But that very first meal is very crucial for you to be hydrated and to also have protein in your system. All right, next up is if you do not know, do not assume, do not guess, ask. Make sure you ask, okay? Because you're working in pharmacy and this is a very important setting. Okay, you don't want to make any mistakes, or you want to cause anyone else to make any mistakes that could be detrimental, obviously, right? So if you don't know something, ask. I know sometimes it is annoying to do so. Sometimes you feel like your question is not a smart question. But one thing I always say about questions, the only question that is not smart is the one that is not actually presented. If you don't ask, then that is not smart, okay? Because if you don't know, you're wrong. Most likely, right? So by asking, you're going to either validate the fact that you were right, if you were thinking in that direction, or you're going to validate the fact that you were wrong, right? We're always going to err on the side of you're wrong because this is a medical setting, this is healthcare, and we always want to ask, okay? Always ask. I don't care if it, like I said, if it annoys somebody, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People are going to be people, but what you have to get is the right answer, okay? Remember that. Next up is consistently filling. If you are in the filling station, this is retail pharmacy, it can be overwhelming. It can be a lot, especially if you have not learned what everything is, or you're having a lot of NDC changes. You're having to do a lot of partials and completions. I get it, right? It can be kind of taxing mentally, especially when it's a lot to do. You will get mastery over this the more that you do it. You will get faster, but please do not focus on speed. Please focus on accuracy and consistency. And what I mean is, please feel. If you are in the filling section, please feel. So what that means is I need you to actually be printing the label and filling, counting the tablets, Please do not walk around the pharmacy, try to make yourself disappear, to different tasks that are not really necessary. What I'm saying here is be consistent in your filling station responsibilities. Now, I get it if you have to go help somebody at the front because they have a long line. That's responsible. What's not responsible is just not filling, right? So continue the work. And I know it might be 100 in the queue. It's okay. You just continue filling because eventually it's going to be zero. If you keep filling. If you stop and you take many breaks, then you'll never see zero. Or you will take a long time to see zero, okay? Okay, so yes, consistently fill. All right, the next thing up is X the bottle that you use to count out of. Now, this can be something considered small, but it is a big thing. Different pharmacies do it different ways. Some do it on the top of the bottle, some do it on the bottle. I mean, to be honest, I do like the tops, but, I think it's really good to do it on the bottle, right? Because the tops can be dropped or lost or whatever the case may be. And so, that being the case, you need to put it on the bottle, right? So what that means is just letting the next technician, after that bottle is open. This saves a lot of time because if someone's looking for a quantity of 90 and they think there's 90 in that bottle because someone has not X'd the bottle, then they could start to fill that prescription and then realize they only have 36. What they have to do now is go back in the computer and just do a whole lot of stuff that's going to take 10 minutes. Right? It's a waste of time because someone didn't X the bottle. So X the bottles, people. X the bottles, right? Or the boxes, okay? Whatever it is that you're taking, if there's a way to put an X on it, X it. Of course, follow your employees or employers' guidelines, right? All right, so the last thing, but not least, is to take notes. I mean, it's repetition, but we got to repeat it. Take notes. If you think you're going to remember every step of ordering, of how to do inventory, of how to run insurance, of how to run the register. No. You're going to learn with time, yes, but you have to be reminded. Instead of actually, like I said earlier, if you don't know, ask. This is one of the ways you can actually validate yourself by writing down the correct way to do something the first time someone shows you. That way, you don't have to feel like a burden because you ask so many questions. You can ask the important questions, right? And so the simple things that you would have written down beforehand, you don't have to ask. You can refer back to your notes. Write notes. If you are brand new to pharmacy, please write notes. Carry a notebook with you. If you need one, you can buy one from the dollar store. If you have, maybe you want to have like a really cute one that's specifically for the pharmacy, I have a notebook, okay, that is always below this video. You can buy that one. So it is up to you how you want to do it, but just make sure you do it. Take the notes, carry them with you. Don't forget them at home. Maybe you can find a spot in the pharmacy just for your notes. The way when you go to work, they'll be there, right? So these are just like 5 things I think make a good pharmacy technician. It makes being a pharmacy tech so much easier. And these are basics. These are basic things that you can just really use right away tomorrow when you go to work. You can get you some protein and some water. You can ask, important questions. You can fill consistently and be a better filler at the filling station. You can X out bottles even more efficiently, and you can take notes. Right. All right. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, as always, let me know in the comments section below. And I hope you guys have a peaceful and productive rest of your day. And I will talk to you on the next upload.